他的名字叫杨瀚森，你怎么样去给他一些建议？
He is fluid. I can see the fluidness in his game, so his coordination is there.
刚才你观看杨瀚森的视频，你觉得他明年在 NBA 的选中的几率有多大？现在亚洲球员到了 NBA， 其实面临的挑战也非常大。那我们现在中国有一个非常不错的一个有天赋型的内线，未来在下一届 NBA 有可能在第2轮被选中。我们也给你看看他的一些比赛的视频，就是他的名字叫杨瀚森。
Okay. Okay. That's some good footwork. Okay. Hmm.
他现在是我们现在中国比较有潜力的一个大个子。你看完他的视频，你作为一个 NBA 这么有经验的一个获得这么多成就的一个大个子，你怎么样去给他一些建议呢？如果他到 NBA 去生存。
He is fluid. I can see the fluidness in his game, so his coordination is there. I think he moves really well for his size, which is a really good thing. So it's obvious that the mobility and the movement is there. I do believe it can get better because it's one thing to play against this type of competition. It's one thing to play against guys in preseason, but it's another to play the MBs, the Anthony Davises, and guys of that nature. The game then elevates. But as far as this kid, with everything I've seen so far, it's all been on the offensive end. So you got to start paying attention to where the game is today. It's rare that you, outside of Embiid and Jokic and Anthony Davis, it's rare that you see a team throwing the ball down to the post. It's one thing to be who you are with your national team in China. It's going to be a whole different type of role in the NBA. It also depends on the situation. I did see a clip where it was a pick and roll. He rolled hard to the basket, got a dunk. That'll be more so of who he is as a player compared to, the ball being dropped down and now we're waiting on you to make a post move. That's not necessarily where the game is anymore. Also, the mobility of getting up and down the floor. The bulk and the strength isn't quite necessary today in today's game as it was more so when I played and later on or further back. So I would say drop about 10 just to pick up speed and mobility, become more mobile, pick up the speed as far as getting up and down because you got to realize you're playing the Wembys, you're playing the Chet Holmgrens, you're playing the Anthony Davis. These guys run like guards. So it's your job to keep up with that every night. So that's the mindset as far as developing to the pro game. But I would say the biggest thing, understanding what they look for in the big in the NBA. As a young kid, I think also you should start paying attention to the game and just watching film. I wish he was here so I could ask him, who's your favorite player and why? And if it's, well, I want to be like Embiid or Jokic. Well, it's only one Embiid and one Jokic. So you have to also understand whatever situation you go to, it may not necessarily be to where we want you to be a scorer. Watch the small detailed things that are also being done. The winning plays, diving on the floor, being that presence at the rim, the small things that help win games and championships. Pay attention to those. And, as a young player, you really get caught up, especially in today's era. It's more about highlights, and that's not what basketball is. So it's easy to get caught up in it. But
刚才你观看杨瀚森的视频，你觉得他明年在 NBA 的选中的几率有多大？
I think it's a lot of potential there. I think he definitely has a chance of being not only a pro but a good pro. But it's also really figuring out what your game is going to be. I did see in a few clips where his go-to move was a 1 or 2 dribble to the middle jump hook. I think that's great. You always have to have a go-to. And then there was also a play where he went to the 1-2, dribble to the middle, pump fake, step through. I think that's brilliant. That's something that's being lost in the game. You may see maybe Jokic still doing that type of footwork and movement in the game. So I think that's a good thing. But it's a lot of potential there. Obviously, there's some talent there. It's really, for me, I want to see him dominate. Being 7'1" at the rim, you got to be dominant as a defender. Even the young kid in Memphis, Edie, he's dominant when it comes to protecting the rim. And I think he has more of a chance of being that role of that type of player compared to being. And I'm not saying this is his mindset, I'm just speaking in general. You have more of a chance of becoming that, and that's more so what they're looking for at the NBA than becoming a Jokic or Embiid.
你有什么建议能给到未来去 NBA 的这些中国球员？
Stay committed to your craft, fall in love with film. Like I said, whoever your favorite player is, don't just watch the highlights, don't just watch, the scoring and all that. Watch all the small detail things that they do. Pay attention to those winning plays, diving on the floor, the hockey assists. Even when they roll to the basket to get the guy an open shot on the outside, those small detail things matter. And, those are winning plays. So I would say, more so pay attention to that. But the same things that I'm saying right now was the advice given to me from Rajon Rondo. And it helped me in many ways. So film is big, understanding your role, understanding your strengths and weaknesses, and fall in love with being a protector of the rim because that's a big man's job.
下一个梦见的就是你。